Welcome back to Feast Fight Back. Today's video started off as an increased day, but unfortunately I got very unwell again. I got some kind of virus or something. I unfortunately have woken up feeling very unwell again. Today's also increased day, so I'm just going to try and power through. I really need to make sure, I can stay on top of my plan because I can't go backwards. So just keeping on going as best I can. For my snack, I ended up having Weetabix because I just needed a bland food to try and help my tummy. But I'm still determined to just keep on going with everything. It's lunchtime and today I've got an increase at lunch. Well, it was actually supposed to happen a few days ago, but I've been really unwell for the last 5 or 6 days. So anyway, it's happening today. And yes, I'm nervous about it, and my head's telling me, oh, you know, you've been unwell, so use that as a reason to not do it today. But I know that that's more of a reason that I need to do it today. So we're adding in a slice of saurine with my lunch, and we were going to add in pop chips, and I do really like pop chips, but I thought right now they're not the most appropriate thing for me to be having. I can bring them in later. So I decided to go for a saurine slice because I grew up on saurine. So yeah, having that with my hummus toasty and my yoghurt, and it's all steps in the right direction to getting feedback. Kind of the blandest lunch I could think of. I desperately wanted to stick to my plan, but I also didn't want to trigger off my tummy any worse than it already was. So went for the hummus sandwich, which I actually put in the toaster machine, so it was a hummus toasty if I'm going to be specific about it. But yeah, had my saurine slice. I miss these so much. I literally was the kid that grew up on saurine. I used to eat it by the loaf. So it was really nice to have that again. And then had a yoghurt afterwards, which wasn't a corner yoghurt because we ran out of yoghurts. I also had a glass of orange squash though, which has been a huge challenge for me, but Mum made it and I drank it. I don't know if you can hear that fly buzzing, but it's very distracting. But it's afternoon snack time, and today I'm having a banoffee pie brownie, which is one of my old favourites, and I've not had it for a long time. So having it again. And yeah, it's one of my favourites, so I'm going to enjoy it. So yeah, despite not feeling very well, I kept on just powering through. So I kept on going with things. I was like, I need to stick to my plan. I need everything to be going okay. So I had this bar for my snack, which was delicious. Unfortunately, I think I pushed it a little bit too far. You'll find out at the end of this video. It's currently like 6:30 or something. Today was increased day. I wanted it to be a super positive video, but the truth is I'm still really not well. I don't feel positive. Physically I feel dreadful. So I'm sorry. It's been such a meh video with lack of talking and all, but hopefully the next one will be better. Yeah, I powered through dinner and then powered through just having my night snack, which I just had porridge again because it was bland, but ended up in so much pain that we actually ended up at the emergency pharmacy, who said we should probably go to the walk-in, but I was exhausted and I didn't want to, so we got some meds to try and went home. And then moving on to the next day, which started off with cuddles of Hugo, which is always my favourite way to start the day. I look absolutely awful today, and it is because I've not been well pretty much all week now, and I keep waking up and telling myself I feel better today because I so badly want to feel better, but I'm not feeling better. We ended up going to an emergency pharmacy last night, and they were like, you need to go to the walk-in centre, but I was absolutely exhausted, and so they gave us some meds to try last night. So I tried those, but today we're going to phone the doctors or go into, that was the dog, or go and see into the walk-in hospital. So yeah, things have been a bit rough, which is why I look a bit rough, but I am all dressed because it sounds like we're gonna have a day in hospitals / doctors' surgeries today, but still sitting down to breakfast. But yeah, you've got this bowl, just to keep me going, because life seems to be throwing some curveballs at the moment, but we'll just keep going with it. The teaspoon I'm using for my porridge today is my Grinch teaspoon, which when I started this account, obviously I was in hospital and I wanted to be home by Christmas, and this got me through so much, and I needed a little bit of happy festivity today because I'm really not well. So we've got the Grinch teaspoon back, and actually on my other side of my bowl that says you've got this, it says Fee with a little Christmas hat, because I basically am Buddy the Elf. So yeah. Still really not well, about to go off to the doctors, but for my snack I'm having digestive biscuits, because my mum always says when you're not well, digestive biscuits are the right way to go. So I'm also having a hot squash, because just warmth and comfort, because just not feeling good. I've not had digestive biscuits for ages. They are my favourite biscuit. And I always tend to have them when I'm unwell, but I wasn't really thinking about it too much, to be honest. I was just like, I know I need my snack, and they're the only things that I felt like I could stomach, so just had them. We went to the doctors, and I think that at that point I realised I probably should have gone to the doctors a few days before I actually did in the end. I think I'd kind of convinced myself that it was all in my head and it was the eating disorder. Anyway, after seeing the doctors, we realised it very much wasn't in my head, and I was actually quite unwell. Because I was just so worried that it was going to affect my recovery and how I was doing. But we got some meds to try, and under the instructions to go to A&E if it got any worse. I started feeling really unwell again, so I ended up crashing with Hugo for a little bit. I was just trying to give my body enough rest to try and get better, because I really didn't want to be ill. I did then have my dinner, but started feeling so unwell again. I did so badly want this to be positive, but I was in so much pain by this point. I ended up with a heat pad on my tummy, cuddled up with the dogs. I had my night snack because I thought I just need to keep going, which again I had porridge just for blandness. Unfortunately, everything went really badly wrong at that point. I was in absolute agony of my tummy, to the point we ended up in A&E, which was not fun. We eventually got home at about 2 a.m, absolutely exhausted, emotionally and physically. It was an extremely difficult day, or week to be honest. When I was seen by the doctors in A&E, it was very much validating that it wasn't all in my head. It was very much physical. So we got some meds, and luckily we were able to come home. Had my heated llama again on my tummy. And yeah, that's the end of filming for this day. It's obviously a few days after now, and I can tell you the meds helped and I got better. but it was just very difficult. It was really not what I needed. I did learn a few important lessons. I learned I need to listen to my body. I learned that I shouldn't leave things that long if I'm not feeling well. And also how fragile my body still is, and how important it is that I do keep on track with things to give myself a better chance at fighting them. So yeah, I'm going to finish this video on this quote. Like I said, obviously it's taken me about a week to get this video out, so things do get better and there's a couple of positive videos coming, but it was a difficult week, and it's taken me a while to recover from it, to be honest.
But as always, thank you for the continued support.